What up, people? Welcome to a new episode of BrandonJaneauShow, Underdog to Success interview podcast edition. I love interviewing podcasters that I know gonna kill it, and I like to be the first one to give them a chance. That's just me personally, because this is my family, so I want my family to always shine. And if I can help just a little bit, I'm gonna do it. So I got an amazing podcast. They are an amazing couple. I'm trying to be couple goals when I find mine, but I don't think I'm gonna find mine anytime soon. But anytime when it does happen, I'm trying to be like them. Just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, can y'all please introduce yourselves to these amazing people that's gonna be watching and listening? Definitely enjoying this podcast episode. Can y'all please introduce yourselves? Y'all my family, but I know y'all. But to the people that might not.
Ladies first.
All right, thank you, babe. Hey y'all, I'm Kim, aka Miss Possible Baby.
I'm Nelson, aka Smoke Troublesome.
And we're the Tyler. We're Meet the Tylers podcast.
Meet the Tylers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they got an amazing podcast. They be popping on IG Live. I was on the IG Live this weekend. It was an amazing conversation. So I had to let them come on the podcast one time. I had to let them talk to me one time on the podcast. Before they take off on me.
Well, thank you. You can come with us. How about that?
I'm all for it. I got my seat already ready. You ain't even gotta ask. I got my seat.
Word up. Let's go.
So we was talking about a lot of things Saturday, and one thing that struck me was the conversation of mental health. We always talk about mental health. In this world that we live in now, mental health has become like more of a conversational topic, but I still see a lot of people still trying to like downplay it. Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel the same way? Or am I like the only one that's crazy?
I think people is kind of running from themselves. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, it's like kind of looking at the man in the mirror. So somebody might find somebody that's similar to them, and it might scare them. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying.
That too, plus it's like admitting that you need help admits that you don't have control. And people don't like to admit that they don't have control of their mind at the time. But it's not that you don't have control of your mind. It's that you don't know how to sort through everything that's in your mind. So there's really nothing to be ashamed about, because everybody needs help sometimes with some things. So just because I can process a death without wanting to kill myself don't mean you can, or don't mean he can. It just means that, you might need somebody to talk to you to figure out why, and I might not can make you understand that. So to me, mental health is so important, especially right now, because everybody around me seems to be affected. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to get my mental health up if I'm constantly like catering to everybody else's mental health? Because now I feel like I need some help you know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying. And it's funny because it's actually true, because some of us don't know how to organize our mind just yet. We need organizers in our mind, just like you organize your house. You need organizers in your mind to actually understand what's going on. Sometimes you're so strong, you don't know when you are falling. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be so strong to the point where you could be crying, don't even know you're crying.
Facts. And that's actually happened to me before. Like, I've literally come out of my sleep in tears and couldn't understand, like, and somebody's like, oh, you had a bad dream. No, I don't think I don't remember dreaming anything. I just remember coming up out of my sleep, like the worst sadness in the whole world was on my chest and my mind. And I was like, I couldn't control that. I was sleeping. You see what I'm saying? So I need somebody that knows more than me, that can talk me through why I'm waking up in tears, or if I'm waking up feeling like I can't breathe, or, the people around me don't know why those things happen. So I have to consult somebody who has studied and knows more about things like that, because if I go to somebody that don't know, they're going to tell me some advice that might make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely people in the world that don't know how to talk about mental health because they're so afraid if they open up about it, it's gonna get worse for them. And
Yeah.
it's like you can't put shit to the side either. You got to deal with it. And a
Right.
lot of
And I
people don't
blame
know.
bullying a lot for bad mental health. Bullying, because people will bully you into feeling like you're fucked up for asking for help. Like,
Mm,
know, they'll ain't nothing wrong with you. Just get up
yeah.
and go do something. Like, you'll get over it. Just suck it up. I had people telling me that with a 3-month-old dead baby that I was dealing with. People
Mm,
was like, "Oh, you're not getting over it fast enough," and like they literally was like rushing me to act like my child didn't exist to me and that I miss his presence. Like, you're not gonna bully me into believing that I need to just suck it up,
Right.
you know?
yeah. I mean, it's a topic that I think a lot of people want to talk about, but it's a problem because you don't know every damn thing about it. It's like you can't talk about something you really are you've been trying to push off for so long, and then when you finally understand it, it's like when you go to school and you start to learn all these new things about self, you start telling people about it and be like, I know all this shit now. It's like, but I already know that about you. Like that shit's not that different. Like you might
Right.
have learned that shit about yourself, but I've been knowing that about you. Like, so
Right, right.
it's that. I think mental health is a very um, scary thing for everybody in life. It just is what it is because it's tapping into something that, like I said, we put off. We don't check on our brain. We do not. We don't check on our memory. We don't check on our peace. We don't check on it.
Mm-mm.
As long as we're not affected to the point where physically you can see it, we don't give a fuck.
Right, right. That's an important part. That's an important, excuse me, important point to what you
Mm,
just said is that it literally goes to the point where, I mean, just look at the news, Brandon. Like,
mm,
people
mm.
are crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
They're crazy because they're not getting help when they first start noticing that things don't exactly seem right. You know,
yes.
people don't just overnight decide to become a serial killer.
They don't.
It don't work like that.
They don't.
No, it starts when they're very young and they do weird things, and people
Hmm.
don't get them help.
They overlook it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
saying?
because
Like
they don't want the
little things.
neighbors
Like I'm not
to
saying it's a
talk.
little thing. Like you might say, like you might catch someone squeezing a frog head, or like a child doing that. Like they'll overlook it. Like, oh, you just
He's
exploring.
just
You
a
know what I'm
kid being
saying?
a
Then you
kid.
might
He's just a
catch him
kid
another
being a
time
kid.
squeezing a squirrel head. Then it elevates. Like
Next time they
each
got the
animal,
dogs tied
right?
up in the
Each animal
barn,
elevates. Now it's the dog, and now it's a bear, and now it's a human.
and then it's a
Like, you
human in
know
the
what I'm saying?
freezer. Like,
And then now the parents is like, "Oh, I didn't see it coming, but didn't you just see him just just chop a damn frog head off,
but
and a
you
squirrel, and you know,
but you knew it was coming. You know what I'm saying? You knew
right,
something
Yeah.
was coming. You might not have knew that extreme was coming, but you
Yeah.
knew something was coming. I know my kids.
right,
I know I can feel if my kids ain't doing right. I can feel if they're being sneaky or this and that. I mean,
right,
everybody ain't everybody and people have different priorities, but as a
exactly,
parent, I pay attention to my kids. Now,
right,
like I said, there was a period of time when my son first passed away that my daughter's mental health didn't get as much attention as it should have, you know.
Mm,
And by the time that I caught it, she had been in trouble and all that, you know. But I
mm,
couldn't correct it because I didn't even realize that I needed help.
mm,
A lot of the problem is that people don't realize they need help because people normalize what they do and they never correct them and tell them that that's a mental health issue.
right,
They pass it off as something else, like they might call them petty. They're like, oh, they so petty. No, it's not
right.
petty for somebody to call defects on their sister and say their kids have been molested and they ain't never even been there.
Right.
Like, you see
mhm.
what I'm saying?
And
Like,
you might
that's
find stuff like that, like in rich families, like these
Yeah.
children that's growing up pampered, got these uncles touching them and give them $500 and be like, don't say nothing. And when they go and tell their parents, they look at them crazy, like, oh no, you're
Yeah.
just screaming or Johnny couldn't have did that. Johnny is so lovable. Like, you know, instead of looking deep into it, instead of pulling Johnny aside, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they ain't gonna tell the truth right away, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those things that people are doing to kids and even to adults, you know, those are long lasting effects.
Yeah.
Those are things that stay with you for life.
I don't know if I can say his name, but
don't say nobody's name.
This is certain artists up there that was raised in the industry that ain't have enough time to have a childhood. Yeah. And when they grew up, the public eyes looking at them crazy when they do certain things, but they crying for help when they do these stuff.
Yep.
You know, then while they crying for help, they looked at as a dollar sign. You know, as a big dollar sign. You know, so now they dead and gone. It's like, oh, we missed them, and but when they was there, they was crying for help. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not even with like the celebrities. That's even in our own neighborhoods, in our own communities. People cry out for help every day, and we treat them like bums or crackheads, and we act like they're crazy because of drugs. People blame drugs. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. I've been in this world 45 years, Brandon. You hear me? And I've been around a whole lot of different types of people. I'm talking about rich, poor, homeless, 5-bedroom mansions. Like, I've been around everybody you can think of. And let me tell you something, there is no different from a person who chooses to smoke crack and a person who chooses to take prescription morphine or Percocet. Like, I promise you, I've seen it. There's no different in how they act. As a matter of fact, people on opiates are probably worse.
Yeah, they are.
And
I mean,
is because they're putting a Band-Aid on those mental health issues that should have been worked out a long time ago, you know?
Yeah. I think when people start talking about resources for like communities, they forget a lot about, you know, the rich people got the resaurces. They just don't give a shit about them. They go there and get their pills and then they leave and don't give a fuck.
That's what they care about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They said the rich people, basically rich people ain't got to pay for nothing in this world. They
Not
go
a fucking thing.
They're being confiscated for their food. They go to, you know, they go shopping.
They wear free clothes just to wear their clothes, their brands online.
Just to show up at
an event. You know, they're getting flew out. I mean, and then people wonder, like, when they died, why people are taking up money for them, because they never really had nothing. All that they were showing off was not theirs.
Yeah.
And so where do we go though? This is what I'm asking you. Like, what do we do? What do we do as a people besides it starting with us? Because it starts with the man or the woman in the mirror. I have to look at myself and say, what do I do that's crazy that I need to work on? Because this person's not reacting to me for this reason, you know, for no reason. Like, he's not doing this for no reason. I have to be doing something that ain't quite right for them to look at me like that when I say this or that. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it starts with us. But I think we also have to take blame into understanding that we're not perfect. Right. You know, nobody's perfect in this world. But I think we live in a world that wants to pretend that everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't. Because then
that got money like that. I'm not saying everybody, but it's a lot of rich people out there that put a dim on reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A big dim on.
Yeah, I think the whatever 15%ers or 5%ers or whatever the hell they call themselves nowadays, they have lost touch with reality. But then when they try to come back and try to make it seem like they got it all figured out, it's why I don't really buy by this lifestyle shit. It's just like, I don't look at it as like, you're not about to tell me I'm not successful.
Right.
Because I don't have money. Like, that's bullshit. Right. I'm successful because I got out of bed. I'm successful because I can walk on my own. I can breathe on my own. I can make my own goddamn decisions. I'm successful. I get to do what I love to do. I'm successful. So I think that's where the successful shit, if you're looking at money, like I was just looking at like Snoop Dogg talk about that shit. He was just like, he was doing a radio show, and he was talking about that shit. He's like, if you're doing a job for money, you're never gonna be happy because you're never gonna make the amount of money that you think you should make. Now, if you're doing it for love, you love what you do, then you're gonna be always successful. You're always gonna feel happy because you're doing what you love. It's coming from a genuine place.
Right. And I was speaking about that on a show I was on earlier. Like, okay, I've done probably about 100 jobs in my life, different jobs, 100 different jobs. And I might be exaggerating, but I doubt it. Like, I doubt that that's an exaggeration. That might be actually downsizing from what I've actually done. But people used to be like, "Oh, you're just a drifter and you're unstable." They used to say so much stuff about me, but I literally would take the job for the experience. Just to see if I could learn the job, just to see if I could actually perform the job and do it right. Like, there's a whole method behind my madness. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't understand it because they were trained and programmed that if you don't go clock in a 9-to-5 job, you can't be successful. You can't have anything in life if you know, now by the great, I've been in some situations and I've been in some real sticky, like homeless situations where I had to sleep in hotels and on people's couches. And I done did a lot of stuff because of my stance on the way that I want to live my life. But those are the consequences I was willing to take because I wanted to live that life. So if I literally was like, okay, I don't want to go clock in 9-to-5 because these people are driving me crazy. They're making my space dirty. They're making my energy drain. And I literally just can't go to this job. So what I'm going to do is just go do some jobs that I'm going to make some money here and there. And I'm going to survive like that. Okay. So then you got your people, they come and tell you, "Oh, you're crazy. There's no way you're not going to end up being a bum. There's no way you can make it in that industry. Look where you're from. You can't make it in that city life. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this." And my mind started believing I couldn't do it. And then you'd have the people who could see the light in me and they're like, "Tim, you're dumbing yourself down. You need to be on somebody's TV somewhere. Like, your voice, you can literally hypnotize people with your stories. Like, you need to be talking to somebody somewhere about your life. Like, you've got to put all this out here." And I told you all that because like 5 years ago, right before me and him started really getting serious, we was talking a little bit here and there, whatever. I ended up breaking my arm. Right. Doing laundry, not doing nothing stupid. I broke it. I was carrying laundry from the laundry room to the bedroom. And I guess my floor was a little too slick or polished or something. And my socks slid and my arm, I tried to catch the laundry and instead the floor caught my arm. So, with that being said, I had to sit my ass down for like 8 weeks, right? Literally had to sit my ass down. I couldn't go to my jobs. I had 3 jobs at the time. I had a 3-bedroom house, 3 jobs. I started talking to him. So I immediately I downgraded to a 1-bedroom apartment from the house because I was like, okay, I know I'm not going to be able to work for like 2 months. So I'm going to have to live off of what I got going on just to be okay. So let me cheapen my rent a little bit and go over here and Okay, so during the process of me, I said all that because during the process of that, God really talked to me during that time. God really, really, really took my mind from me and gave me a vision outside of my body. So I, since then, have been on the right path. I gave a lot. I mean, I still have some bad habits left. I still got my little cigarette habit. I still smoke,
but cigarettes wise, I'm like, all right, but weed, that's not a problem.
That right. That's my medicine anyway.
That's all I say. That's not a problem.
Medicine, because it's literally out of all the studies that's been done on mental health prescriptions, none of them can prove the same effectiveness that cannabis helps. None of them. None of them. And I've done my research because I'm like, okay, I'll see if they can figure this out. No, you're not pumping me full of lithium. You know what lithium does? That makes us radioactive. That's what lithium does. So they make batteries out of lithium, and you want to put it in my body to regulate my brain? No, I'm good. I ain't that far gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe some people might need that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I'm not that far gone. I might need some stuff, but I don't need that. You know?
Definitely. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
We said we talked a lot about this already, but do you think that 9-to-5 jobs have killed the mental health game because they put so much of that on you that you have to be working 9 to 5, 9 to 5? Like it was, I forgot who said this joke. I forgot who said this shit. There's like, if they would have gave you a 9 to 6, they probably would have killed your ass. Like if they would have gave you an extra hour of work, probably would have killed your ass. Like,
Right.
so do you think 9 to 5 has actually made the mental health struggle worse?
In some cases, yeah, because basically they're not paying what really people worth. You know what I'm saying? They out here paying crumbs and for you to do 40 hours a week worth of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not just any work. They're working you like those pennies make a difference.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's like okay, this is gonna be deep, but it's like modern day slavery. A 9 to 5 is at this point because the government regulates 9 to 5 so much that you're literally only making pennies of what they say they're paying you. So slaves also got food in houses. They may not have got the same food in houses, but they had food in houses. Well, that's what they're handing out to people in 2021. You see what I'm saying? Like they're not giving us a whole lot of money, but they're giving people a lot of vouchers for housing, a lot of extra food stamps, a lot of unemployment checks. But what they're not giving is a lot of jobs. And the ones that are the 9 to 5s that are giving jobs right now are literally hiring people under the premise that you're coming on, and then you get there and a day later you've got 1 day on the schedule. 2 days. And what they're doing is using those numbers for those SBA loans and them, FPUC loans and the PPP loans and all of the alphabet loans they got going on. Those loans are not American loans. Those are from the Chinese. Y'all just really sold your Social Security number to China for that PPP. Yeah. And you better have their money.
It's crazy because it kind of.
But back to the question, because I know I got a little off of it, but
that was good though.
Like I always do. But I've seen it with him because he works I don't work a 9 to 5. I'm self-employed. I've been self-employed for a very long time. Very long time. For other reasons, we'll have another show about that one day. But I've seen him and his struggle with these 9 to 5s and how it affects home. Sometimes it affects the kids. Sometimes it affects a whole lot of mental issues when it comes to a 9 to 5. One of the main reasons I don't work a 9 to 5 is because I can't deal with the drama that comes along with the people I work with or the customers or the managers, or I can't deal with all that because I'm going to catch a body in here. Y'all are dealing with a real motherfucker right here and I will catch a body. Y'all not going to play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when it comes to mental health.
Nelson got your bail money. Nelson got your bail money.
Oh, yeah, he going to come with the bail money. He going to come get me.
Nelson got the bail money.
He going to come get me. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna be like, babe, for real, what happened, babe? Like, you had
And see, and that's the thing right there. Like, most of these jobs ain't even paying enough for bail money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Might have to be like, all right, I gotta wait till I get the next check. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Ready to sit down for a minute.
Where they up that minimum wage because America needs that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We've been needing it. It doesn't make sense that we have the same minimum wage from 1993.
Right. They wonder why people got 9 to 5s and got their foot in the streets. Because it ain't enough. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Right now, and this does affect mental health. So we might be a little off topic, but it affects it. Right now, the way that money is and the way that's part of why depression is so major and why mental illness is so strong right now, because people are stressed the fuck out.
And it's crazy because I just thought of something. Say like, okay, you is somebody that work hard every day. He get $9 an hour. And somebody that do half of your work getting $15, $16 an hour. You might come up on a conversation. Yo, I'm getting 16 an hour. Man, my life good. That might make you depressed. Like, damn, I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you depressed. Now you going home bringing that energy into your household. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the crazy part is, like, at $9 an hour, you're barely making enough to even. You're not making enough to survive with $9 an hour. You better have a wife or a husband to help supplement that income, because at $9 an hour, with rent in Atlanta being $900 for a studio apartment, $1,200 for one bedrooms.
That's high school numbers on my way to college.
High school numbers, you know right? And they're paying grown motherfuckers this with mortgages at $2,000 a month. They don't even make $9 an hour. Don't make
right, and they working 80 hours a week, like just to make ends meet. Burnt out, you know what I'm saying?
And then there's no time. Okay, so you work the 80 hours a week, and now you haven't seen your kids in 2 weeks because they're asleep when you get home, and you're gone before they wake up. Now that depresses you, because now your kids barely even want to speak to you because they feel like you love work more than them, and they don't understand. They don't understand that it takes 80 hours to make sure that they can eat and have somewhere to sleep every night. Like, they're still pressing you over $1,000 PlayStation that you can't even afford $1,000 car sometimes. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. The way this affects everybody. The kids, the parents, the sisters, brothers, cousins, aunties, uncles, best friends, everybody. And it's not just a situation of, oh, well, we're going to be short this month, so, we'll just have to make up next month. No, if you're short this month, there ain't going to be no next month to make up no more. This is 2021.
Yeah.
There ain't no landlord sitting around going, oh, well, we'll just wait till the pandemic's over. They're not,
They're not.
No, nobody's going to do that. And they're steady raising the prices because they're like, oh, well, people's got stimulus money. No, we don't. The stimulus money didn't even do nothing, but I didn't even get none. He got some. The stimulus money don't even do nothing but pay the bills that you were behind a month or two from not getting any money. So yes, it's definitely, and the energy in this earth that we were talking about this on our episode earlier, because of all the depression, because of all of the lack of stability and the the fear that's going on in this world right now. Because of all of this, these mental issues that we're facing because of life, we cannot recuperate back to pre-pandemic. Like, we have not been able to go back to our mental health the way it was. I know I'm scarred. I think everybody who coughs has got corona. that could be a fucking smoker's cough because I got one. So I don't have corona, but I still cough. But I'm being more conscious because I'm not going out in public, but like once a week, twice a week with, as much protection as I possibly can because I'm literally trying to keep my health from being affected by other people's ignorance.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask either, but I don't want to die like the last 10 people that this week that I heard died. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's got me like I'm like washing my hands every time I walk past water. Like I'm like coughing into my own shoulder and I don't even cough in the air. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, I'm freaked out by it.
This world is tricky.
Yeah.
This world is tricky. It's a tricky ass situation. I don't know what. I don't think we're ever gonna go back to what it was before pre-corona. It's not gonna happen. I think it's changed. I think these are one of those moments that changed the way we live for a while, and now we got to be very cautious of who we surround ourselves with, and I see people always getting mad at people that I personally just did this video last week where I was like talking about how people that's anti-vax and anti-mask is like, bro, like you are really fucking up your own money, your own situation because of a decision you should make for yourself. I don't understand that. It's not about trying to prove a point, nigga. It's just about you trying to get a fucking get your money. Like it is, and you get mad at a company that fires you, but it's like we gave you the decision and you chose the wrong one. Now we got to protect the people that actually did it. It's not about you anymore. You made the decision. You made your decision. You made your bed. Not lying. So it's just like I don't like that because it's just like now you're putting people in positions of death, and I don't like that shit. You playing with people's lives, and because of decision, because you think somebody's trying to take away your freedoms. It's stupid. To me. I don't understand that. You gotta. You gotta
like
to begin with.
Right. And like with me, like I haven't taken it, but I haven't taken it not because I'm against it. I'm not against it. I just haven't taken it because I don't believe right now that it is a safe vaccine. Now, that's not to say that if I see results and the numbers start going down from people being vaccinated, that I won't get it because obviously me and my kids had to be vaccinated for different things over the years. Like I've had shots, I've had plenty of shots, but at the same time, it's not I'm not with them forcing me to do it now. I ain't with them forcing me to do nothing. But I'm not against taking it if it is proven to be effective. So I am one of those. I'm not on the fence and I'm not against it and I'm not for it. I'm just for the freedom to choose whether I'm ready for it or not.
Yeah, I've seen it work. I've seen the vaccine work, not in the sense of like the numbers went down. I've seen it work because my mom got the vaccine and she just got over COVID. So she had the vaccine already. So all she was feeling was like the sickness. She was feeling all of those things that they tell you get. But after a while, she kind of like was back to herself. Like maybe, a smell and a taste still isn't there yet. I have to ask her. I don't know really. But, but to see like how it went when you had the vaccine. And I've had a friend, I talked to her, she got it. Like as soon as COVID started, like she got that shit. And she was like, it was the worst fucking feeling I ever had in my life. And she said, as soon as I got over that shit, I ran and got the vaccine. And I was like, I got it. I understand.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think that a part of that is because they think it helps?
All of us we all think certain shots and shit work. Like, does the flu shot really fucking work? Who knows? It's like,
see, I don't take the flu shot. You see what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, so you're gonna give me the flu to protect me from the flu,
and that's all COVID.
Like, I think I'll just change my diet and my vegetables. You know what I'm saying?
That's all
Well,
all the COVID shot is. That's what they do us. They literally take the virus that they have, try to make it as
yes,
healthy as they can make it, and then shoot it back into you. That's all
yes.
they do. It's not really like they do anything
Yeah,
scientific.
any
Like
vaccine
motherfucker,
is that's what they do.
and that's
Yeah.
why they got like three of
That
these
and see
motherfuckers.
that, but that's what I was saying. Like everybody, since the COVID thing happened, that I've had the conversation with, they all think I'm anti-vaccine. No, I've had vaccines. I had to and I mean, honestly, I grew up in a white household. We had to take shots.
Mm.
Like my family is very pro doctor and medicine and big pharma, and they're all of that. So I had to be vaccinated. I didn't have a choice. But I also vaccinated my daughters. She's 22, so I vaccinated her because she had to have shots to go to school. I mean, I didn't want to, but I knew she had to go to school, so I kind of had to, you know. But as an adult, I do not want to be forced to do it. But I'm not doing it not to risk people's
But
lives. I'm not doing it because I
you
think they're
said something.
risking my life by
Yeah,
injecting me with it.
yeah. But you said something that was very important. You said I might not. I want to wear the mask. I wear the mask. You got people that don't want to do the vaccine or the mask.
Exactly.
So that's the
Right.
difference. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't want to do both.
Right.
They like fuck both of them things. I don't want to do any. Now you're really putting people in jeopardy. Because if you could wear a mask and
Right.
not do the shot, I take the mask. Like fuck it, I do the mask. It's too fucking hot.
Right.
That's why I
That's
got
what
the
I said.
vaccine.
I was like, shit, I'll put a hat on, a mask, gloves. I'll do all that, but I just don't want you shooting me with the COVID to prove that it will fight COVID. Like, because I just don't. I believe I would be one of those 0.001% that it wouldn't do shit for. So, like, I'd have the shot with all the symptoms and the COVID with all the symptoms because that's my luck. You see, so.
I
But
got so
I'll eventually, if I start seeing, a difference, and if I can read something, and if I can see something that shows me how it helps, other than just to say that it helps, because actually I've never, other than people saying it makes the symptoms better, like you said about your mom, but then I know people that had it that really had no symptoms. And they didn't have that was before the vaccine. So they didn't have no symptoms. Like, and
they
they
get
was
it, but
like,
they don't
dude,
have
it
no
was just like
symptoms.
a cold.
Yeah, it's like asymptomatic. They're asymptomatic,
Yeah.
where you get it, but it's not like it infects you.
Right. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that all just drives me crazy. So I'm going to just, I think I'll know when it's time for me to take it. Like, I'll know if it's time to take it
Yeah,
or it.
I think people start need to taking it probably by the fall. Like the fall is really when you're gonna have to really take it because then you're gonna have to flu in that shit out. It's gonna be like combining each other. It's gonna be fucking bad. That's when I'm
I,
like really looking for
I
people to be like,
honestly feel like they should lock down during the fall or the winter again for like a month and just have everybody, because when it's cold, the germs, it's hard for the germs to grow when it's cold. So in the wintertime, it would be easier, I think, to get everything under control. Like,
Yeah.
Just give us all like a fat check so we can buy up some food and pay our bills up, and you know what I mean, and just lock us down for like a month so that everybody that's infected can get over it and get better, or whatever's gonna happen to them, Lord only knows. But and then the ones that don't, we just don't, and we all make sure we're vaccinated before we open it back up. Because they shouldn't have, if they were going to try to force a vaccine, they should have had us locked down until we were all vaccinated. Like, you can't let us roam around in society and have,
a
it's
decision to
not
make.
just right.
A
Like,
decision to make. Yeah, it's not smart.
right. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not going to. If we can go out and about, we're going to. And the whole time in Georgia, I ain't even going to lie to you. The whole time in Georgia, am I lying? People rarely wore masks. Like, even during the lockdown was supposed to be, even during they said everything shut down, people still were not wearing those fucking masks.
And I can totally
And we would
understand.
be so upset. Like, that's why people keep dying. Because y'all just refuse to be responsible for your own self for other people. You know?
I gotta ask y'all a question. Because
Mhm.
Kim, you say you don't. Kim, you say you self-owner. You work for yourself. Nelson, you still work, man. Why you working, bruh?
Got to, bro. Got to.
All right, so this is a question. What's better, 9 to 5 or self-owned? Because to me, I've worked jobs. I love doing my podcast by my goddamn self.
Yeah,
Like I love
self-owned,
pushing.
but
Yeah,
I mean, I know it ain't all about money, but we got to pay our bills. You know what I'm saying?
definitely,
Got to do something
definitely,
to pay the bills.
definitely.
Once I get out of place to where I don't need the 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? Then, because a lot of people do it backwards. Nah, I'm going to do it smarter than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like working, man. I don't like working for somebody else telling me what the fuck to do.
I
I hate
don't
that
either.
shit. I hate that shit. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm gonna
Don't
move
tell
when
me
you tell
what
me
to
to
do.
move.
Look, my husband will tell you one of my favorite things to say is don't tell me what to do.
But
I don't care what
what's
it
crazy
is.
with me and my field of work? Like, I work at a restaurant. Like, and not to toot my own horn, like I'm so good, they don't have to look down my back. You know what I'm saying? So
You're a cook, right?
yeah, I do my job
Shit,
well, and I love cooking anyway. But
yeah.
at the same time, cooking for yourself and cooking for them is totally different because you gotta abide by their rules, they seasoning,
Yeah.
how much seasoning, and you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm one of them cooks you call a rebel cook. You know what I'm saying? Why they not looking? I'm like,
Throw
man,
some
people
extra shit in it.
egg up in there. You know,
But
like,
he used to have people that be like, look, I'll give you $20 if you'll cook my steak for me the way you do it. Like, I don't want their
Oh
food.
shit.
He's had
Yeah.
plenty of people do him like that because he's good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what he does, like he don't, you know, I he we've upgraded all of our work over the years since we've been together because in the beginning, like I had 3 regular jobs. I had one 9 to 5 job and 2 self-employed jobs. And he had a job that he was always work or sleep, work or sleep, work or sleep. All we did, we
oh
just
yeah,
worked, work, work. It was so depressing to the point I sat
Yeah.
him down and said, look, we've got to live life. I don't want a relationship where all we do is watch movies and sleep inside a room all day. Like that's not my ideal of fun. And I'm a person that likes to be outdoors and I like to do things. Like I like to go to festivals and support small businesses and black businesses. Like that's one of my hobbies is to go find a new black business to buy something from. You know, I just I believe that not enough people do it. And I think that they're so cheap. And that's why they do it. Oh, I don't want to pay the extra dollar to buy it from a small business.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 But you want to
Yeah.
brag that you support black people and black business.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't never
Yeah.
seen you buy nothing from a small business. Like every time I see you, you got Walmart in your hand, you know, or let me not say nobody's brand. You got a department store bag in your hand, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I can edit that out. It's cool. um, I think job like if you work for somebody, I mean, if you're gonna do what you love to do, I think that's the difference. If you just
Yes.
working because of money, then you're not gonna love the experience. You're just gonna continue to look at the clock every 5 seconds, be like, when the fuck am I getting
right.
off this bitch? But because Nelson, you work a real job, man, you literally love what you do. It might be a different experience for you. A lot of motherfuckers that just got these jobs out here, they do this shit just for a check.
Not to mind you, it's been a long journey finding the right job that I like. Cause I honestly,
Definitely.
it ain't been a whole 2 months I've been at this job, and I finally found the job where I fit in at. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm,
off by, I'm off. I'm not getting off by 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm off
yeah.
at a decent time. I still
We can
got
still get
time to do
some,
stuff.
yeah,
You know?
we can still get some podcasting in. We can
Right.
still get some events in.
Right, and I'm
You
not
know,
being worked like a dog. You know what
That's
I'm
another
saying?
thing.
It's easy
Definitely.
work. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
finally at a space where I feel like I'm gonna be there for a minute until I decide to go full fledged into what I love to do. You know?
Yes. Yeah. I know y'all about to do a festival too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
September
need y'all
11th.
to, I know y'all need I got some people in Georgia, so I need, some of my people to pop up on that festival. So go ahead and tell them about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's going down. The Hop and Pop Showcase, September 11th. We're gonna have vendors, artists, all type of small business people, all type of stuff, man. People that sell their own food, you know what I'm saying? Make their own
Definitely.
spices, you know?
Infused and non-infused.
Yeah, I mean that's big, man, because I think a lot of people need to do that. Like I told y'all Saturday, a lot of people need opportunities out here. Like there's a lot of people out here that need opportunities to keep, to have real opportunities, and y'all really are trying to give them a chance, and that's
Yes.
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. And then y'all gonna be broadcasting it too. That's amazing too, because now you get a chance to see all the amazing things that these people are putting out there. Maybe they don't have the
Right.
platform you
That
guys
was
have.
my exactly when I started planning the event. That was my goal to the event. When I told him about it, because I've been talking about doing an event because I always am associated with other people's events. I always work other people's events. I always do interviews, stuff like that, host, all that. But I told him, I was like, I want to do my own event because I think that I can pull it together. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I am. I mean, he knew I could, but he just wanted to make sure that I wanted to invest my time, money, and energy into doing this because my vision is just what you said. My vision is to give people opportunity that don't normally get that opportunity.
Definitely.
Because I do have connections. I do have people that listen. I do have viewers and audience and fans and I have followers that are going to pay attention to these people who rap, sing, whatever they're going to get up there and do. They're going to listen, and the right person might hear them. It might not be Jay-Z, or it might be Jay-Z. You see what I'm saying? You never
Never know.
know who is going to hear what's going on. You don't know who's going to buy a purse out there. You don't know who's going to buy the right plate. Like, these people are talented and they don't get the opportunity. I spent my whole life not having opportunity. I had talent, like I was saying, I could do almost anything. I'd do it just to prove I could do it. Like, I just never had the right opportunity because they kept telling me, you can't do this, you can't do it like that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go get another job. I ain't even gonna pay attention to what you're talking about because you're gonna depress me and I ain't got time. And so I would just go get another job and I'd forget about it. But podcasting literally would not leave me alone. Like, they just kept coming and getting me to show up on the shows, and they kept asking me to come talk about my producing and my shows that I was producing. And they're like, and so on every show up until like 2 months ago, when I reached out to Smash because I was like, yo, you got a dope team going on over there. Y'all doing, that's what I need, a home team that I can network with, because I was I was doing so many different shows before I reached out to him that I wanted a team. I was like, I don't want to just go show to show no more. Like, I want somebody that I can be like, oh, it's Bet the House tonight, or oh, it's BrandonJaneauShow tonight, or I wanted to be able to put people's names out here instead of just going, oh, y'all come see me over here. Like, no, I wanted, but you can't endorse everybody because
Yeah.
everybody's product is not endorsable.
Yeah. And plus they hate on you for no apparent reason when you all you try to do is
Yes.
show them love. All you
And
gotta
all
do
you're
is just show
trying
them
to do
love.
is show them love, and they start hating on you. And you're like,
Definitely. Fuck I
I
do.
mean, what did I do? Like, I put you on an opportunity that you should be through the roof right now with that opportunity. It wasn't for me, but I put it on you because that's your thing. And you took it as a way to try to make them feel some type of way about me. Like,
Yeah.
all right. But what I'm going to do is go make me another opportunity. And I'm going to just go and I'm going to meet some more better people that have my best interest at heart, and we're going to build together, and we're going to build this up to where it's undeniable. They can't deny us. If our content is above and beyond, numbers can't even deny us at that point. Because if you got people on the street going, did y'all tune in to Brandon's show last night? That's where the real support comes from. That's where the people that buy the t-shirt come from. That's where the people that buys your merchandise that supplements your podcast comes from. That's where the ads come from. When people start advertising on your show, you know, they pay you for that. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? There are ways to make money podcasting. There's plenty of ways to monetize your podcast, not just with views and likes. You can monetize it in all kinds of different ways. So my goal is to try to teach people as I go, and try to, of course, monetize ours to the point where we start getting some money so he can focus on other things than clocking in and out, you know, because the sound of clocking in and out makes me mad. I'll be like, I do not want to do this.
You gotta be on time and shit. It's just terrible.
Right. I gotta be
on time. Dressed up in some goofy ass shit. I don't like this.
I gotta wear this uniform. My shoes ain't cute.
Those would be like, I can tell those would be like, man, I don't like this shit at all, bro.
Right. I don't like it. So I mean, yeah, the goal is my PPP loan is I'm gonna loan them some peace, some prosperity, and some progress.
100. I like that. I like that. Before I let y'all go, okay? I always do this on my Instagram live when I do these, and I forgot to do it last week, but I'm gonna do it this week. I do this series. Y'all know I do this video series on my podcast. I do YouTube videos and stuff, and I always do From Me to You. That's my series where I just talk about like something I learned about myself over the weeks, or something I'm afraid of, or something like that. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. From me to you, what is one thing that people are listening to? What is the one thing that you think your podcast is gonna bring to a lot of people that they probably don't have right now?
Honesty and realness, because you turn on the TV, man, it's a lot of watered down shit going on right now.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are scared to address the underlying facts that's happening. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to bring, but we don't want to scare people off by being too real and too honest. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that's
the balance in between.
I tend to be a little more outspoken than he is. If you haven't noticed, I mean, and that's our dynamic. We do that at home. I tend to be more outspoken at home, you know, but I do sit down and I let him talk. So I'm not just going to say, I ain't just going to say I'm just like the most controlling, like talk all over the world type of person, but I do let him talk. It's just sometimes, you know, like I've said, I think I'm a know-it-all sometimes. And that's something for me to you, for your side notes, that just pay me no mind if I start taking off. Just interrupt me and make me listen, you know? Like,
I like to talk, man. I like the conversations, because you never know where you go with it. You might say something and all that talking that I'm like, that's a pretty good point. Let me bring that back. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't know.
That's before we go. That's an important part of us podcasting, because like a lot of people can like, oh, well, I just talked about that topic. Now she's talking about it. Yeah, but I'm going to talk about it in my way. I'm going to, even because you might have made a point that on like this show, I'll think about this conversation. I go back and watch all my shows I'm on. I go back and watch them over, because I don't sound on the screen like my mind sound like when I talk. So I go back and watch them so I can learn how to enunciate certain words that don't sound slurred on the camera, or, you know, basically I'm doing my own like speech therapy, you know what I mean? But, yeah, from me to you, I just talk a lot. So, that's where my
podcast. Bad thing.
That's an important podcast. Being able to pick up, that's what it's for. Like, being able to pick up a point of the conversation where it's like, let me go rethink this thought that we had, and let me see where that thought comes from. And let me research what he said and see if that matches up with what I think. And like that's where this is important.
Definitely.
I think our podcast is different because, like he said, like we're gonna give you the real, our real. We're not gonna force you to feel our real, because I know that a lot of my opinions are left field. Like it's not like I haven't had these real life conversations with people. So like, I know for a fact that, I just feel like I want to present opportunities on the podcast. A lot of different opportunities for us, for them, and for everybody involved in the situation. Like any opportunity. I ain't saying I'm going to be able to offer you $3 million tomorrow or a deal for it. But what I can say is I'll try.
That's all we need.
You know what I'm saying? If I come across a deal that you fit, that'll get you 3 million. Even if I don't fit the 3 million, I'll make sure that you get hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who I am as a person. You see what I mean? So I do take, like, when they attack me and shit online, I'll be taking that serious, because I'll be like you said, like that hate and stuff. I'll be like, but all I did was try to help. Like, where did this come? But obviously, it's that little light, and they just want to dim us. But we're here and we're taking over. And we appreciate you letting us guest on your show. Definitely. We've had such a great time. And we really did have a dope convo. Like, I was so nervous. I was like,
always. We always have a good conversation. I don't know.
We got to.
One more time.
They're not going to find no conversation like this nowhere but the BrandonJaneauShow.
I don't know about that, but yeah. I don't know. One more time, plug all y'all platforms, plug where they can find y'all, man. I know y'all about to blow up, so let me go ahead and give y'all all y'all praises and all y'all flowers right now. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find y'all, man.
Go ahead.
Well, you can find me on Facebook. It's my real name, Nelson Tyler. On Instagram at Smoke Troublesome.
What's your TikTok?
Oh, TikTok. Yeah, Smoke T718. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're new on TikTok, but
wow,
I think
me too.
I have you on TikTok already, because I always, when I go on there, I try to find the people I know on Instagram, Facebook first.
Yeah.
And but I'm at Ms. MZ _ possible baby 3 Ys on Instagram. I'm Kim Gibson and Kim Tyler on Facebook. So I'm both. Actually, you're gonna find like 6 of my Facebooks, but I'm only on 2. So yeah. We have a YouTube channel, Meet the Tylers. We have yet to upload content because of things I told you. We're working on audio issues and stuff. We want to give a good product before we actually put it out there in the world. So, but until then, you can catch us on any live, and that's us.
And y'all better catch them on all the lives.
Yeah, you also can catch us at our showcase September 11th, the Hop and Pop showcase. So.
Yes. Thank y'all one more time for coming on here. Y'all know y'all my family. I can't wait to hear y'all's podcast. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be the first subscriber to the YouTube channel. Y'all already know.
Okay, let's go.
Thank y'all. Man, I hope y'all have a good night, man. I hope y'all having a good night, man.
You too.
God bless you, bro.
Yes.
No
Keep
problem,
your head
man.
up.
Thank y'all.